I've been told to say big thank you to you from Vijaya to attend our event.
Thank you so much. It was lovely in Calcutta. It was a huge big event, and I'm so happy to be there and, of course, receive the award. And it was a great event.
Well deserved.
Yeah, for sure, Shish Patra. But thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah, pleasure was ours. Hello and welcome to Adgali, and we are with a man who doesn't need any introduction at all. He is a superstar in his own way. Hello and welcome.
Thank you. How are you?
Good, how are you? I have I'll start with a bit of a complaint that we don't get to see you here in films more.
Well, no, now you are going to see me more. Yeah, I really took a break long back after doing my Adhina, which was long back with David. Then I took a break. I was too busy with my Bengal cinema. But I think all our original actors, once they get busy in their own films and in their own language, it really become difficult to come out and do. But of course, after pandemic, people had seen me in Jubilee and people had seen me in school. And very soon I'm shooting right now for a show in Calcutta, which is Khaki 2. So, yeah, and I'm sure in another maybe a couple of months we will get some. So my thing was like, it was difficult for me to adjust both the places where when I used to do around 10, 12, 14 films a year. But now, of course, I've slowed down and I do very selective and very quality kind of a film right now for last few years. So now I can at least get a role where I can get some time and space to justify it. So yeah, I'm very much in Bombay now and trying to do something good.
You've been working for a long time, whether it is in Bengal or here. Also, you work with very well-known directors. Do you, with era of OTT and social media, do you see you've seen that, witnessed that change also? So personally, what do you feel about this change? Not just technically, but also narrative-wise, presentation-wise.
Of course, I have been working for the last 40 years. I mean, the kind of cinema we used to do, the language of cinema had changed. And for me, it's been always like, if I see not only a particular language industry, अगर आप देखोगे तो पूरा cinema system पे India पे, if you see every 10 to 12 years, an audience wants something new, something different again. So always you will see there will be a phase where a lot of love stories are happening. Suddenly there will be a phase where a lot of serious films are happening. Again there will be a phase where suddenly action films will start work. So I think audience also, that's my little observation. It happened with me also in my career. At 8 to 10 years, audience wants to see something else. And I think that is our job. As an actor, as a director, or as a producer, or the creative people, the team. That today what we are doing is also important. Also, we need to do kind of a homework that what is coming in another 5 years. So you see, when we started, the audience is to be for more into single screen, right? That was the big collections used to happen from mainly from the single screen. But today, when we talk about big collection, it's mostly from the multiplexes, all over. So entire your exhibition system had changed, and your audience also had changed. And you have to also understand, 25 years back, we used to watch good films, international films, but now it is in your hand. Like you can just click and see any of the world-class film, whether it's Spanish, whether it's Iranian, whether it's any other languages also, not only English. So today, even if I do a Bengali film, or maybe if I do a Hindi film, but I regularly watch a Malayali film. I try to watch Marathi film. तो क्या है ना, अभी audience का भी तो वही है ना. So they have more options now. So we finally, I think what is happening all over the nation basically, that is getting very important role. Of course, stardom, superstar, that is going to be there in Indian cinema. But at the same time, content is also becoming big because even if you talk about a film like 12 Fair, of course, I mean, Vidhuranji is a real, but apart from that, it's a new face, right? A very new subject, very fresh subject. So people have really liked it. Maybe it took a little time, word of mouth, to people started talking. It's a great film, it's a good film, and even it came to OTT. Then also people went to watch it in the theater. So it's the same thing happening in Bangla cinema also. There are a lot of films which had come to OTT or maybe to a channel, but then also it's in theater. It's doing good. So I think the entire cinematic language has changed. The acting pattern had changed. The technology. You see, you have to of course get technology into it because maybe 20, 30 years back we used to hear song in a tape.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Today everybody having a stereo system in their ear. So if technology plays a huge big role, you can make even a 1 hour film with your phone. So you have to appreciate or you have to get into that technology to come up with the content. So your technology also gives a huge support. Today when we watch a normal film also it is surround sound. That there was a time when we used to go and watch Sholay, CinemaScope, surround sound, stereophonic. But that was a underlined publicity. This is the first stereo film sound cover. Now it's common, very normal. So then what next? What you give a surprise? I think for surprise you need to give only what you have with you is your content. And I think the time is going to come just like any other country. India also will finally be driven by the content, especially when OTT came. You have option in one day. You can see a series, or if you want, you can just watch some film which you're not liking. You can immediately go to some other. So the options are huge. And at the same time, you have to understand the challenges are becoming more, especially for the people like us who mostly had done 99% in cinema. So there are people like me, right? So for us, it is a big challenge because initially there used to be only one option, maybe a television which was used to be in black and white. So then it came color TV, then it came home theater, so then it came cable TV. So always these challenges came to film, to take people into inside the. After pandemic, everybody said that oh theater gaya, cinema gaya. But no, I think cinema magic is going to be there always. Only we have to go on shuffling ourselves and try to find out what is there in the mind because generation had changed, they want to watch something different. So I think that's a challenge we always have to take it, otherwise everything is same.
Like you said, content is important. Do you also feel that it is very, very good time for actors of all ages, not just senior actors or new actors, but all actors, that particular roles are written for them and they've been approached for that particular character, and people are giving positive feedbacks also. No matter if you belong to any generation, they are opening up to the roles and accepting your characters.
No, it just happened with me. Like I was sitting in Calcutta, and Vikram Motwana is quite a big name, and he's a great director, and he's a new age director. So when he came to Kolkata and wanted to narrate me Jubilee, he told her, you are the only actor. He told it all in his city. The Dada was the only person whom when I started writing Roy Movie, it was he in his mind. So it was a blessing for me. Like, it's a new generation director writing a character where he's thinking that this man, keeping me in his mind. So it's a blessing for me, right? So I think it is happening throughout the country. And for not only with the actors, I will say, even for the director, writer, even maybe for a cameraman, editor, music, that we are able to give a space to this young generation. So पहले क्या होता था, because cinema has a lot of other responsibility, I would say, in a way. So there are something that अरे ये safe है यार, इसको ले लेते हैं, ये करते हैं. But for OTT, the kind of new face you can watch every day, not one, plenty, middle-aged, young, heroines, hero, or even other characters. It's like a revolution, I would say, and it's a great time for them. We didn't have this. You only had to fight and take us forward only in that cinema. Today you have option. If you are not getting a lot of good work in cinema, but if you are talented, I'm sure people will love you and you get a lot of work. And not only work, people are watching it. So end of the day, what an actor wants or what a director wants, that this my content should be watched by. Even a small short film can be. Shujoy had done it. He's so big director. So even a short film can become viral. Maybe you'll suddenly say that crores of people are watching it. So it's a success, right? So I think what I always say, that let's not say nowadays that we are producers or film producers or OT. Let's say that we are content provider. Let's make content. It can be for small screen, it can be for the middle screen, which is for television, OTT, it can be for big screen. So we have a lot of options now.
There was a time in cinema where Hindi cinema used to rule the nation. People used to only look forward to look at the Bollywood or maybe Hindi industry. Do you see that change also in the industry, where all sorts of cinema is working, whether it is Gujarati, Bengali, South has been, that is a different story, but all over the India.
No, the exposure has become high. You see, yesterday I was talking to somebody, like I'm talking about my Bengali cinema, that there was of course Satyajit Roy, Ritik Ghatak, Mrinal Sen, after that Gautam Ghosh, Aparna Sen, then somewhere our film was not getting recognized. I think my generation, like me, and of course I'll talk about a director called Rituparna Ghosh, just sitting in Kolkata doing a Choker Pali had given a huge exposure nationally. And you see, after that the transformation happened, and now a new age of directors had come. Biswajit, Kaushik, and they are very known to at least the people who love good cinema. Same here with me. I know what is a good film happening in Gujarat. I know what is really good films happening in Malayalam. Or maybe in Marathi. I'm a huge fan of Marathi and Malayali film. So what I'm saying now, even Punjab, I think that exposure is happening for two ways. One is the release pattern has changed. So my new film got released. It did superb. It's doing today also I got some household things internationally and nationally. Yeah, the volume can be a little, when the Gujarati film comes, your target audience is mostly Gujarati. But they are going and watch it because, which is one very important thing which I need to say, that even the promotional system had changed. We used to have only newspaper publicity, right? Today, if you are little, you can give a firm presence in your digital or a song, even and people start talking about a good film in Facebook or in Insta or whatever. It becomes viral, whether it is Gujarati, whether it is Marathi, whether it is a Hindi, or whether it is a Bangla. So I think that has also changed, evolved, right, with the time. So this is a very good time for good cinema. Language can be anything. Because now we are watching a Spanish show, we are watching so much of other languages, not only English. So this is a great time for we have so much of language in India, and everybody is coming up with so much of good subject. Now, a person like Mr. Ajay Devgan had done a Gujarati film remake.
Correct.
So you see, this industry was I would say newborn baby, has suddenly come out. It's like Gujarati cinema is doing so good. And very culturally rooted. The Kannada film, very rooted. Marathi film, very rooted. Bangla film, very rooted. Punjabi, it's rooted. So that combination also, I think audience wants to watch. Everybody wants to go back to their root, right?
Yeah, it could be another reason why films are doing because there are more rooted stories,
Yes.
local stories are being
Yes,
told
yes.
on a
And different.
Yeah.
Everywhere you have different fairy tales, you have different myths, different stories. So people are getting better experience in theatre.
Talking about your recent film, you said that it is doing well. I want to know a bit about that. It is, of course, it is doing well. Yeah, it is your another film with Rituparna, who you have been associated with her for a long time.
Yeah, this is my and Rituparna Sengupta. I think it's a kind of a record. Of course, we have done 50th films.
My
I think
God.
this is our 50th film as a pair. So I will say Bengal and Bengalis all over the world. Right now, I got a picture of my director and my heroine both are in Chicago for NBC. So both are enjoying, and I'm sitting in India. So the Ojogbo is really became a viral, and we are blessed that 50 films doing together is just not an actor or actress. It's like audience had made us. We used to do hardcore mainstream. The songs are till today most watched song of those time. You know, all that old my numbers, and we had given so many silver jubilees, so many golden jubilees. In fact, so much of I have given. We both have given platinum jubilees. So after a certain time, last 13, 14 years, I shifted from that genre and I started doing some different work. Even Ritu had done it. And when we came back on screen after 14 years with the film called Prakton, you can Google it. It's one of the biggest collection ever happening in Bengal cinema. Morning 7 o'clock show full. So, and then after 3 years we did Drishtikon, again with the Kaushik Ganguly, the very, like I will say India पे 10 director के अंदर वो एक है. So he's again we feel proud of. So Kaushik did Drishtikon, that was again a huge big hit. And Ojogbo, honestly speaking, we were a little thoughtful because we wanted to release the film in Poila Boishakh. Poila Boishakh is the Bengali New Year.
Yes, yes.
But we couldn't because the election got announced.
Yes.
So the film got released on the day the India government is happening on 7th June and India-Pakistan match. And I was little, yaar, ye 2-3 दिन तो जाएगा. But when I spoke to Inox people, they said, can you just see, open your my shoe and see? All shows are getting red. I said, yaar, itna pyar. You know, there are certain things which you can't imagine also. Because I know India-Pakistan match is important. That day, there was a huge election thing happened. We couldn't do proper promotion also. Because everybody was into it. I tried my best. And this is audience who gives us. And I'm very happy that this is our 50th film. And you don't get an opportunity that always to get the right director to direct the 50th film. So, yeah, God is great and my audience is great. They love us so much, both of us, because now we don't do those kind of things. It's a very mature. It's not we have a lot of romantic scenes, but it's a very mature love story. But people are watching it.
But it is kind of interesting also.
The content.
Yeah, because at this age, time and age also you are getting a story where you can work together.
Absolutely.
Also, I want to know, do you remember your first film or maybe first?
See, my first film, if you ask me, officially is Chhota Jigyasa. Chhota Jigyasa was a small question, and it was produced by my dad, and of course directed by Rishikesh Mukherjee, late Rishikesh Mukherjee. But if you ask me honestly, I was 4.5, 5. So वो एक टाइम होता ना सबसे सुन के I can think that अच्छा ऐसा. But if you ask me honestly that do you remember anything, sir? No, it's impossible to remember something from when I was 5 years. But a bit of dances, like I worked with Madhavi Aunty, who was my mother. My dad acted in that film, but mainly I got international award from Russia to everywhere. That time India, the oldest award is BFJ, Bengal Film Journalism. That's the oldest. So I still remember I got the best child actor with Dilip Kumar getting for Salina Mahato. I was a kid, इतना छोटा. So yeah, that was my first. But of course, then I didn't do much. But then starting as my hero, when I did it was I was around 18 years, and that was Rituparna. Again, that was a revolution in Bangla cinema. First color film with lot of Amit Kumar, Asha Bhosle song, where I took little pain or maybe kind of a risk to introduce this dance, fight, actions in Bangla cinema. It never happened before. Bengali cinema is always a family cinema.
I am going to ask you that question.
Yeah,
Continue.
so it was a kind of a revolution for Bengali cinema. And believe me, Duty Pata, even within a 1 kilometer, it ran for 20-25 weeks in each theatres. Each theatres. So I was blessed that I had come out, and then I took 2-3 years from until after Omoshongi, of course, that became a trend. So then I became a dancing and action hero. So that's a trend-setting kind of a thing.
Talking about action, like you said that I have set a trend. Do you see out and out action film? Like we see South is dominant in that part where they use heavy VFX and do out of this world action. Do you see such kind of content being made in Bangla, and do you want to do something like that?
15-18 years back also I did a lot of action films. My last big action hit film was because you will relate it, I will sure. That was my last phase of doing hardcore mainstream film, which Akshay also did. I did called Vikram Singh. Akshay did that. Rowdy. That was originally from Telugu, right? So I think Bal is saying,
It's really nice.
I can't do this
Yes.
because of my khaki. I can't cut that. I can't do this.
It's looking nice.
I'm doing nice as it is. Huh?
Yeah.
Edit कर लेना.
Very nice.
So, anyways, so yeah, Rowdy Rathod was in Hindi. I did Vikram Singh, and of course the original one was in Telugu. Then it happened in Tamil. That was my last action film, but it was a huge action film. Huge. After everybody had seen Rowdy, and so there was used to be time in television. Bangla भी चल रहा है, तेलुगु भी चल रहा है, तमिल भी चल रहा है, हिंदी भी चल रहा है, and that song was super hit, Jing Tak Tak Tik Tik Tak, yeah. So all of those things. After that, I didn't do this kind of a mainstream cinema for a long time, but yeah, why will we not do it? I mean, I'm sure people always love to watch action film. For me, I'm a huge fan of this man. From my childhood is Mr. Kamal Hassan. So he's an inspiration when we see today a Vikram. The way he, even Rajni sir in Jailer. So they have challenged their ages, right? So I will love to do something like I play a father or I play maybe after some time maybe a Nanaji kind of a thing after some time, after maybe a 3-4 years, and I do a absolutely hardcore mainstream action film. Why not? And Bengali is doing it. It's not that action films have stopped. There are a lot of good action films happening.
Being the filmmaker yourself, do you want to back something like this? What kind of content do you want to back?
You see, for me, when I do films as a producer, normally in my production, I had always introduced a new director. Or maybe absolutely a new couple or new hero heroines. They are doing really good now, very good, I will say. So for me, my production house, I always seen that because I'm too committed to my acting. So whenever I wanted to produce something, this is a very good script, but nobody will give money for this. It happens. But those films also stays for a long time. So me as an individual, 90% time, I take a bit of risk and try to produce those films. And I say I'm not a producer, I'm just a presenter. But आप लोग ये picture बननी चाहिए. There are some scripts I know these are good cinema kind of a script, but people will think a lot. There's a lot of calculations. So I tried to select for my company those films which might not do huge business, but this film will be critically acclaimed, it will go to the international market, so all those stuff. I'm happy with it.
Like you said that you've been working for a long, long time, 40 years is
Yeah,
a
41.
huge time period. How one can survive? You have survived. You have also, I think you have seen good time, bad times.
Of course, everybody has it, yeah.
Being an actor or being a human being, you have to face such challenges. So how do you look at the journey, and how do you think you have survived? And
It is not a question of survival, it's a part of our life. I mean, this question, today you are sitting with me, or maybe evening you are going to sit with some other celebrity. You can ask because we are celebrities, but this happens to everybody's life. So it is a question of handling your life, and everybody in this earth is handling their life. There will be good, there will be bad, there will be success, there will be no success. There will be problem in family, there will be problem in your personal life, there will be problem in your... But yeah, our thing which comes out.
and you are inspiration to many people.
Yeah.
So
We need to be little conscious about it. But for me, I had taken it very easily in my life. And nothing is hidden in my life. Everything, my chapters are open to my audience. I said they are my own people. That I can deny everything, but I can't lie to my people. And my people कौन है मेरा? ये 40 साल से काम कर रहा हूँ. My people are my audience, right? So I never hidden anything to them. And then they also love me after 40 years. So yeah, I've been always very transparent with them. And if you ask me about the career, you see the pictures which I have put. I always go back and see how Soumitra Chatterjee had taken his career, or Mr. Bachchan in that way, or Mr. Uttam Kumar. But Uttam passed away, Uttam Kumar passed away a little early, but I always go back and see the late Rajni sir. ये लोग कैसे करके अपने आप को, they also, everybody had some common factor. So for me, they are my chapters, they are my lesson in my life. So when it comes to me, I say, अच्छा इसने ना ये टाइम पे ऐसा करके ऑपरेट किया. Let me take that. And so for me, these great actors and stars, of course my father was also a big star. इन लोगों से बहुत कुछ सीखा मैंने, and I, with patience, I have handled it. And God has always been very great, and I'm blessed in that way. I came out somehow.
any of your father's incident, or maybe you can say characteristics, has influenced you and which has remained close to
You
your
see, I always feel jealous about him in one way. First of all, he's too good looking guy. And number two,
100%.
yeah, he's too good looking. He's too good looking. And another thing which I'm always jealous about him is that his songs, the kind of song he got. These people used to get love in that era. Of course, I also have a lot of good Kishorji's song. I mean, but the kind of song they used to get, I always feel jealous about it. I always tell that the kind of song you all have till today, those songs are so popular. Yeah, and he was a great star. He was mostly in Bombay. Used to sometime take out time a little bit and go to Bangla to do his also. That too also with some kind of a request.
Okay.
But he is in Bombay, he's keeping himself fit. You have to understand, in this age, he's directing a film. Jackie and all of them, Anupamji and all are there. So that, again, I think this is something we need to learn, that these people doesn't know anything apart from cinema. So I think I am also the same kind of a person, that I also want to only remain with my cinema. Whether it is creative, whether it is director, whether it is production or an actor, but it has to be surrounded by something which is film.
Fitness and good looks, you can give.
I got really bored giving this answer about your fitness and your...
No, you can give credit to him. That is what I am saying.
Yes, yeah.
You are as fit as him,
Yes.
and you are as good looking as him. So
Yeah,
you can
no,
give
he-
the complete credit.
Looking wise, he is too good. I'm fit, but look wise, he's too good looking.
Yeah. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you
your
so
time.
much.
It was
Thank you so
lovely
much.
talking to you. Thank you.